Hello, good morning, Destiny. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm
Good.
doing good, good. I appreciate it. Destiny, I want to go ahead and just mention that I know I keep freezing. So in the case that the camera keeps on freezing on my end, I may just shut it off. Just wanted to preface that for you really quickly. Um,
Okay.
but we had yeah, we had a great conversation yesterday and this morning as well, Destiny. So I want to continue that. If you don't mind, let's jump into our virtual interview and simply tell me a little bit about yourself, your professional experience.
Well, I did customer service for about 5 or 6 years. I have great customer service. I've been doing it for all my life. So yeah, I'm really love being working at a customer service.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that with me, Destiny. I have your resume here, and I can see that, one of your first positions dates back to 2014 as, customer service representative. So I can see that you have well over 10 years working in customer service like environments and roles.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about your most recent position over at State Farm. You were the lead customer service agent for about 2 years there. Tell me a little bit about what your day to day looked like.
Well, my day to day was like working with State Farm. I was like greeting customer, taking inbound, outbound calling, doing a lot of code transferring, and make sure the customer meet their needs.
Absolutely. And as far as your role, was that a position that was a call center like environment? Was it your standard office that you were just handling walk-ins, phones, emails? Tell me about that.
Well, it was basically like in office for 2 weeks, and then you go home remote, and then it's like rotate. It just depends on how the call volumes is, so it just all varies. But it's a really great role. I like doing it. Answering emails, making sure all the emails answered correctly, make sure all the calls is answered properly, and follow the procedures as needed.
Absolutely. So majority of your contact with customers or clients was via email, phone, not a lot of in person, or was there any in person at the office?
Well, yes, it was like couple in person office. It just varies because of
Mhm.
like the call volume was really slow. So it's just as needed. If they need you in the office, if it get busy, then yeah, they call like clients to the office to help to assist. But most of the time, it's basically remote.
That makes sense. Perfect. And thank you for giving me further insight on that. Um, and then we know for this position, we kind of discussed the role, what it looks like a little bit. And there's a lot of multitasking in this position, right? Because you're more or less seated in the front office. You're tackling, kind of like you were at State Farm, the walk-ins, the phones, the emails. So a lot of that comes in multitasking. So, how are you able to keep yourself organized in an environment such as that?
Well, if somebody walk in, I say, "Well, may I place you in a brief hold just for a moment while I assist this customer real quickly? I'll be
Mhm.
right with you shortly." And then by multitasking, I like jot anything down, gather all the information like on a spreadsheet or a notepad or something, and then make sure I won't miss anything if they have any questions. So I will try to answer all the questions as needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, thank you for sharing that with me as well. I know with roles like this, it's heavy on customer service, and that's why I want to highlight that because customer service is the most important thing in a role such as this. So when I'm thinking about customer service, Destiny, not I, but when you think about customer service, what does it mean to you ultimately?
Well, it's mean to like having that smile on your face, having good eye contact, engaging with customer. Make sure they meet every needs it is like so they won't turn around and be like, oh, she didn't help me, Make sure they come out the door with a smile on their face. Oh, she's really great. I love Destiny.
Exactly. It's about that experience. I always say that. It's about, the impression that you left them when they left that building. It's going to be variant on how they left, how you made them
Yeah.
feel ultimately. So I agree with that. To wrap it up here, just two more questions. As far as any time off that you'll be needing in the next 30 days, you have appointments, vacations coming up at all?
No, ma'am.
Nothing coming up? Okay, perfect. And then as far as starting a new position, how soon were you looking to start?
Immediately. I know it'll
Awesome.
start at around May sometime, so that's perfect.
Awesome. Yep. My clients are gonna have someone start hopefully May 4th, so in 2 weeks. So that'll be ideal. Destiny, I want to go ahead and wrap up this interview and just thank you for the time that you spent with me this morning. If you don't mind, though, stay with me on the line. I want to chat with you really quickly.
Okay, not a problem.
Thank you so much.